welcome from myself and the broadcasting crew for joining us on ERi-TV English News Broadcast. It's now exactly 10:30 p.m. Asmara time, and we are ready for a domestic and international report for October 3rd, 2025. To begin with, I present you the major headlines. Call for coordinated effort to eradicate female genital mutilation has been made. World Teachers' Day observed at national level. And in our international report, Venezuela slams presence of US F-35 fighter planes. And Russian Navy on air defense drills in the Baltic Sea. To begin with, Asmara, a press conference was held here in the capital calling for coordinated effort to eradicate harmful practices in general and female genital mutilation in particular, as well as to preserve the achievements already registered in this regard. The press conference was conducted by Mr. Atasfa Mikhail, President of the National Union of Eritrean Women, along with representatives of UN offices in Eritrea. The participants stressed that the visit of the Global Steering Committee on Female Genital Mutilation to Eritrea would contribute significantly to highlighting the progress achieved in eradicating female genital mutilation, as well as to sharing Eritrea's experience with other countries. They further expressed confidence in the role and contribution of the people and government of Eritrea in realizing the program. Members of the steering committee stated that in Eritrea, strong efforts have been made since the armed struggle for independence to eradicate harmful practices. They noted that the proclamation issued in 2007 banning female genital mutilation, coupled with the role of religious leaders and partners, stands as clear evidence that the practice will be completely eradicated by 2030. The committee also called for strengthened coordination, awareness-raising activities, information sharing based on research, provision of technical support and enhanced community involvement to ensure that the program is realized within the set time frame. Accompanied by representatives of the Ministries of Health, Labour and Social Welfare and National Union of Eritrean Women, the Global Steering Committee and UN representatives visited Karan and Haggaz to observe the ongoing efforts and progress achieved in Ansaba region towards the eradication of female genital mutilation. During the visit, the delegates held discussions with religious leaders and community representatives and were briefed on the situation and the progress made in the region. In another news, World Teachers' Day, celebrated annually on October 5th, was observed today at the national level in Asmara. Mr. Simon Mahari, chairman of the Eritrean Teachers Association, stressed that the day serves as a reminder for all stakeholders in the teaching and learning process to reflect on past achievements, address challenges, and shoulder the responsibility for greater success in the future. He urged teachers to equip themselves with professional ethics, to serve as role models, and to carry out their responsibilities diligently with the aim of bringing about qualitative change in education. He also reaffirmed the association's commitment to contribute to the development of the teaching and learning process. Highlighting the role of teachers in national development, Mr. Petros Hailemariam, representative of the Minister of Education, underlined the government of Eritrea's substantial investment in expanding the number of teachers and enhancing their capacity. The event featured cultural performances and a seminar focused on enhancing teachers' professional capacity. World Teachers' Day is being marked for the 32nd time internationally and for the 29th time at the national level. Established in 1996, the Eritrean Teachers Association has around 30,000 members and is a member of the World Teachers Association as well as the African Teachers Association. Moving on to the southern region, Ms. Sanait Aforki, head of the National Union of Eritrean Women branch in the southern region, delivered a seminar to female members of the Central Command of the Eritrean Defense Forces in Ala under the theme "A Role of Eritrean Women Before and After Independence." In her presentation, Ms. Knight gave a detailed account of women's movements worldwide and noted that while the UN formally recognized International Women's Day in 1979, Eritrean women had already been fighting alongside their compatriots for national independence. She further emphasized the EPLF's programs during the armed struggle, which created opportunities for women's participation in all sectors, and highlighted the establishment of the Women's Association in 1979 as a landmark in women's empowerment. Ms. Knight called on the participants to strengthen their capacity through vocational training and personal initiative. She also urged them to play a leading role in eradicating harmful practices, including female genital mutilation and underage marriages, which negatively impact the health and well-being of women. With this, we conclude our domestic news for this session. Dear viewers, we'll take a short break and be back with the international news. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Our focus now shifts to the global arena. Venezuela's government has criticized an illegal incursion near its borders by United States warplanes and accused the U.S. military of harassment and threatening the security of the nation. Venezuelan Defense Minister General Vladimir Pedrino said on Thursday that at least 5 F-35 fighter jets had been detected in what he describes as a threat that U.S. imperialism has dared to bring close to the Venezuelan coast. The presence of U.S. combat planes was detected by the Venezuela's air defense's air traffic control systems at Maiqueta International Airport. The country urged U.S. Secretary of War to immediately cease the reckless, thrill-seeking and warmongering posture which is disturbing to the peace of the Caribbean. The Pentagon has yet to respond to requests for comments from media organizations. U.S. media reported earlier on Thursday that President Donald Trump has notified Congress that the U.S. is now engaged in what is called as non-international armed conflict against drug association members, of which would now be considered unlawful fighters. The move follows weeks of tension with Venezuela after Trump dispatched U.S. F-35 fighter jets to Puerto Rico, a U.S. territory in Caribbean, as part of the biggest military deployment in Latin America in decades, and which has already seen airstrikes on boats off the Venezuelan coast that the U.S. president alleged were involved in drug trafficking. 8 U.S. warships and a nuclear submarine have also been deployed to the region as part of Trump's so-called operation to combat drug trafficking, but which Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro says is a cave bid to bring about regime change in his country. And now, a look at Russia. The Russian Defense Ministry published a video today, October 3rd, which showed a Russian Navy vessel carrying out air defense drills in the Baltic Sea. Russian Navy corvette named Storm fired anti-aircraft missiles launched from a Pantsir M system during the exercises, aimed at repelling a simulated enemy air attack, the ministry said in a statement. Fire was conducted on aerial targets using the Pantsir M anti-aircraft missile and gun system. The targets were missiles launched from the coast in the region, the ministry added. According to Russian state news agency TASS, the Project 22800 Karakat-class boats like the Storm are multi-purpose missile and artillery vessels deployed in confined maritime zones. With this, we conclude our domestic and international reports for this session. Dear viewers, let's take a quick recap of the major headlines. First, call for coordinated effort to eradicate female genital mutilation. Plus, World Teachers' Day observed at national level. In international reports, Venezuela slams presence of U.S. F-35 fighter planes. And Russian Navy on air defense drills in the Baltic Sea. This was The World on Friday with ERi-TV English news broadcast. Dear viewers, we thank you for joining and have a good weekend.